As I entered the campgrounds, a sense of determination swelled inside me. All around the campgrounds, it smelled like gun smoke and horsehair. It stung the inside of my nose. I tasted danger as my eyes swept back and forth for any sign of the enemy. Sadness remained in my heart as I thought of all those soldiers we lost fighting. We were in the Indian Territory, and the native people were in an uproar. Do you know who I am? That spring day we were fighting the Indians was not how I became famous. I became famous when I started telling terrific stories about my life in the early days of the unsettled West. Growing up, I was a smart kid, but had no formal education. I was what you would call a student of the world. I was a rough and tumble kid, mostly on my own. As I grew up, all I wanted in life was to be a soldier, but I wasn't allowed to because I am a girl. I did everything I could to join the nursing ward. This was all good, but I still loved guns. I loved going out to saloons to hang out with the men. I would tell them the fantastic stories of my adventures in the Wild West. What they didn't know was that most of these stories weren't true. I exaggerated about my adventures for the purpose of fitting in with the men. The legend of the tall tales is what made me famous and allowed people to understand and celebrate the freedom and impact that the woman made in the early days of the Wild West. I created legends about the frontier and the Wild West that changed the way women were viewed during this time. We were independent and in control of our own lives. As I think back to the time we were fighting the Indians, I learned that fighting and violence is never the way to solve problems. The same stories could have been told with a good campfire and a lively imagination like I have. Well, folks, I have to go. The time has come for me to show off my riding and shooting skills in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. Thanks for listening.